All right, we go ahead with the stock market weekly recap as we are all anticipating. A lot of action went down this week in my Robinhood portfolio, so we'll get into that. We'll obviously look at the M1 portfolio as well. Look at the indices, how they performed compared to my portfolios, and there's not much news today, but we'll cover the little bit that there was. Not much news this week. So on the week, pretty boring. My Robinhood portfolio was actually only up $137 or 0.75%. Not massive. It brings us all time to 30.88% up or $4,370. Pretty nice. So as far as changes, there have been a lot. I will obviously lead you here to this cash position where it says I have 559 in buying power. That's right, 559 in buying power because I made some sales. So we got to go quite a while to go to the start of the week. Quite a while. Starting the 6th. So yeah, Iron Mountain did in fact pay out the dividend that I was waiting on. So it reinvested $17.13 or $17.13 like I said, for 0.64 shares. Gotta love that reinvestment. Blink Charging, I did sell my position in Blink Charging. That's a bummer, right? So my cost basis on this one was right around the $2.15 range. I sold it, all 50 shares at $7.05 for over a 300% return on this bad boy. So I was over 300%, and I think there's still room to go on this bad boy, but I wanted to secure profits because 300% is nothing to, shake your knee at, Nothing at all. With some of that money, I went ahead and bought $100 worth of Coca-Cola. 2.23 shares at $44.69. A little bit more Coca-Cola. I also bought a little bit more Omega Healthcare, $50 of OHI, 1.66 shares at $30.08 per share, which actually rose my cost basis a little bit, but it's definitely a stock I like. Bought a little SPYD. SPYD, $50 is the equivalent of 1.78 shares at $28.05. Believe it or not, DIV, the Global X Super Dividend Fund, bought $50 worth of that as well, which is the equivalent of 3.35 shares or $14.92 a share. I sold my position in Plug Power as well. Oh gosh, I did it. 30 shares at $9.88. Cost basis on this one was $2.30, I want to say. Overall, I made a 400% return on Plug Power, though. It was over a 400% return, right around 450%. So again, this return was massive, and I felt like it was time to buy. And I think overall it worked out well for me. I really do like this position very, very long term, and I do think overall I will get there, and I will repurchase these shares. I mean, it's already dipped down to $9.25 at this point, so I will repurchase these shares closer to $6, I believe. So, and I think there's a good chance we get to that because I think we're due for a market pullback, and if we aren't, I'll decide when I want to get in on this. But it is a position I want to be in, but I wanted to lock in some good profits, and I certainly will not be buying for over that $9.88 amount because, I don't want to do that. But I think there's a lot of money left on the table for the next 5 to 10 years for this stock. Prospect Capital, I bought $50 worth of Prospect Capital, the equivalent of 10.3 shares at $4.85 per share. Love the dividend there. KBWD, $50 of that, or 3.78 shares at $13.22. KBWI, $50, which is 2.61 shares at $19.10. Target, $50 of Target, which is the equivalent of 0.42 shares. That's just because I don't want to raise my cost basis too much. $50 worth of HP stock as well, 2.97 shares, $16.83 per share. I sold 25 shares of NEO. That's right, I did it. Believe it or not, I sold 25 shares of NEO at $14.56. Incredible, right? This is my cost basis on NEO was $2.07 per share. So I got a 600% return on NEO in this aspect. pretty excited for that. Kohl's here. Kohl's, I bought $50 worth of Kohl's, or 2.38 shares. Tapestry, 3.92 shares, or $50 as well. Realty Income, that's right, $50 or 0.86 shares. New Age Beverages, 50 shares of that at 156. So I'm up to 150 on that one. $50 worth of ARI. Apollo Realty commercial, I can't speak. 5.54 shares on that aspect. APLE, I bought $50 worth of 5.63 shares. Ford Motor, I bought, that's right, 10 shares of Ford Motor in total. But I did want to mention with NEO as well. That's right, I sold 50 more shares at 11.63. I didn't wait. I bought it. I sold it at the start of the freaking week at 11.63. Incredible. And it went back up to $15 by the end of the week, and I didn't see that coming. So it was my bad. I left a lot of money on the table. So I sold 75 shares of my 100 share position. All of you NEO longs, I'm proud of you. We did it. We stuck through it. And I plan on buying back in even heavier if I can get a market drop on this. And I think there's a chance that I do, just depending on how things go. But stocks are due for a pullback. So if it pulls back, I'm going to be looking at NEO hardcore. So that would be what happened with my Robinhood portfolio. Pretty exciting. The M1 Finance portfolio on the week, 1.39% up. As far as activity is concerned, honestly, nothing important this week. No dividends or anything got paid this week. Just a normal normal $100 deposit plus buys. So nothing crazy at all for M1 Finance. But yeah, up overall 30.02% on the all-time of the portfolio. But you can see from the holdings, the stocks positions themselves are only up 8.76%, but with dividends I'm up 30.02%. So, but on the week up 1.39. So compared to the indices, the Dow Jones was up 0.96. So, and one outperformed it, and the Robinhood didn't actually. Pretty disappointing. The S&P 500 was up 1.76. Pretty good for that. Good movement overall year to date. Down only 1.42. So nearly flat for the S&P 500, which is incredible to see that. It's incredible. You wouldn't expect it given a extreme economic nightmare that we're dealing with. And the NASDAQ was up 4%. Yet again, another massive week for the NASDAQ. Now up 18.33% this year. That is freaking incredible. And it's definitely helped contribute to a lot of what I'm going on. But a lot of this is through electric vehicles, too. Investors are buying major into electric vehicles. There's no doubt about it. Which is why NEO went up. Alternative power as a whole went up. So Plug, Blink Charging, all those. I sold my positions. Don't call me. Oh, I'm sorry. As far as news is concerned, Berkshire Hathaway bought the gas transmission and storage segment of Dominion Energy. Berkshire Hathaway finally made a big purchase after a long time where they've been holding a lot of cash. They purchased Dominion Energy. If you're a Dominion shareholder, I don't know if this is the best thing for you. I really don't think it is at all. But for Berkshire Hathaway, definitely, quality could be a good investment for them, but not good for Dominion shareholders in my opinion. So Facebook had a meeting with social justice leaders over the ad boycott, and it didn't go well. What a shocker. Because, why would it? Pretty much Facebook did not bend the knee to every single thing that these people wanted, and of course that means it didn't go well, but it kind of just means that they're kind of sticking to their guns. They gave them the time of the day, which they didn't even need to give them the time of day, because their needs are quite absurd. We're talking about blocking certain people entirely that, just because they get offended by it. We can't get to a point where feelings are that important, guys. Come on now. We have to be able to look at every side so you can make your own, opinion on what's incorrect and what's wrong. It's just how you learn. It's called knowledge. I don't know how to speak. Knowledge building. Rivian got that's right, $2.5 billion worth of investments, led by T. Rowe Price, also invested by Soros Fund, Kochu, Fidelity Management, Barron Capital, Amazon, and funds managed by BlackRock as well. And Ford is also an early investor too. That is incredible. Are you kidding me? Rivian, $2.5 billion investment. Expected to be the next big player in electric vehicles. Get out of here, you things. And Mr. Mike Mayo here, who is the Wells Fargo bank analyst, says that he expects a awful earnings in Q2 for these companies coming up, which is incredible because, this week is financial earnings, as well as next week has a bunch too, but this upcoming week is most of the financial earnings, so he expects really bad quarters, and I kind of agree with him, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as maybe he's giving the doom and gloom opinion on it, but I think it's going to be bad, but not the end of the world. But anyways, I do in fact hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.